probe into Obama admin's DOJ slush fund payments to Libs. An internal Department of Justice memo that was disclosed Friday shows that Attorney General Jeff Sessions is investigating the DOJ slush fund that was used for the left-wing groups that were installed by the Obama DOJ. The memo requests all portions of the DOJ to review the last 10 years of pay remittals made to non-governmental organizations as third parties in settlements. They are also looking to provide information to Rachel Brand. She is an associate AG. Advertisement. The Cyprus payments were a policy that was put in place to help corporate defendants. A lot of it was for civil rights suits. In recent years, more specifically during the Obama administration, the practice increasingly directed money to left-wing community organizing groups such as the now renamed National Council of La Raza, or the Race, a Latino racial advocacy group. The racist organization because is one of the leading voices in pushing mass illegal immigration. Yes, Obama funded them religiously. Advertisement. Attorney General Sessions, however, put a stop to the payments unilaterally in June, issuing a department-wide memo prohibiting all payments to third parties in settlements not under three narrow exceptions, for example, genuine victim compensation. The announcement was widely heralded as a victory by conservatives. The new information from Jeff Sessions, dated July 28, goes even further. It is ordering the attorneys at the DOJ to review the history of the settlements and report every single payment they come across. They also want to see the payments that were agreed to but never paid. It all needs to be reported to Rachel Brand by the end of August. The exact long-term intent of this data collection effort could not be inferred from the memo. Yet another corrupt Obama program being probed into. It must be squashed as soon as possible. What do you think of this? Watch now. More. Related. Breaking News 24. New report claims Lynch colluded with New York Times to bury tarmac meeting story. Freshly released documents that were gotten by the American Center for Law and Justice show multiple tools of the mainstream media purposefully colluded with Hillary's campaign and the Department of Justice to hide news reports of the Clinton-Lynch tarmac meeting. The documents, part of a 100-page document released by the DOJ, clearly showed reporters from the Washington Post colluding with the Clinton campaign as well as Loretta Lynch's office to silence any reports that had to do with Obama's Attorney General and Bill Clinton meeting on a tarmac in Phoenix. Advertisement. The WAPO journalist, speaking of the tarmac meeting, told DOJ officials, "I'm hoping to put it to rest." A reporter from the New York Times made similar statements, saying he was being pressed into service and was forced to cover the story. A chain of emails between DOJ criminals displays their portion in the act of spinning the story to look good for Clinton and Lynch. There was even a senior aide who said that they also talked to an ABC producer. The producer made it clear that they weren't interested even if Fox News sprung the information. Advertisement. Looks like all or most of the coverage are Fox, said another official. The most recently disclosed documents not only provide more evidence that the DOJ and Clinton campaign were working with the left-wing media to bury the reports, but also show Comey's FBI shut out investigators who were looking for information regarding the meeting. The FBI replied to our legal demands that no records responsive to your request were located, said the ACLJ. This is yet another sign that America made the right choice in November. The corrupt Clinton camp is truly disgusting. There is no reason to sweep this under the rug. All involved parties must be thrown in jail immediately. What do you think? Watch now. More. Related. Breaking News 24. Treasonous GOP senators just stabbed Trump in the back in most spiteful manner. Globalists like Senator Lindsey Graham and Senator Cory Booker are showing their true goal in Senate. That is to obstruct. They are trying to limit the Trump administration's ability to fire Robert Mueller. Mueller is a Democratic and rhino puppet. Graham is just one of the GOP senators. The legislation would make a judge's approval necessary for the DOJ to fire Mueller or any other special counsel. Any appeal of that decision would go to the Supreme Court, according to the bill. Advertisement. Our bill allows judicial review of any decision to terminate a special counsel to make sure it's done for the reasons cited in the regulation rather than political motivation. I think this will serve the country well, Graham said in a statement. Booker added that special counsels should never be subjected to interference or intimidation because of where an investigation takes them. Numerous Democratic senators have supported the measure and they anticipate the second bill to be introduced later Thursday to limit Trump's ability as president. I've never seen the Senate do so much to limit president's powers. They didn't mind when Obama had king-like powers. Advertisement. Under the Graham-Booker bill, the Justice Department would have to start the process of trying to fire a special counsel by filing an action with the court and notifying both the House and Senate Judiciary Committees. The Justice Department would only be able to eliminate the special counsel after the court has issued an order finding misconduct, dereliction of duty, incapacity, conflict of interest or other good cause. Senators Tom Tillis and Chris Coons also introduced legislation earlier Thursday that would block Trump from being able to fire Mueller or any other special counsel appointed since mid-May. Well, it would seem that Graham and Tillis need to leave Senate and apologize to their constituents for wasting their votes on globalist scum. What do you think of this nonsense? Should the GOP senators like Tillis and Graham be voted out? Watch now. More. Related. Breaking News 24. Trump makes stunning deal on new Air Force One and even Chuck Schumer says good job. Prepare to be blasted with the Russian collusion revamping in the mainstream media. President Trump just revealed that one of the new Air Force One jets would be coming from somewhere else. Prior to the beautiful inauguration, President Donald Trump had openly discussed with Boeing regarding the inflated costs to replace the Air Force One jets. He promised to bring the costs to the taxpayers down when he chose the replacements. Advertisement. It seems that his promise is about to happen. The defense news organization said that the Air Force would finalize a deal with Boeing that would obtain two new 747-8 jets that were never taken to their original buyer. That initial purchaser was Russian airline Transaero, who declared bankruptcy and reneged on their purchase in 2015, just months after ordering the planes. Obviously, the planes were never delivered to them and instead were sent to the boneyard upon completion and after test flights, a massive aircraft storage and scrapyard in the Mojave Desert for older retired jets and new aircraft with no owners. Defense News commented that the Air Force most likely got quite a good deal by saving the two already built jets from the boneyard instead of having two new jets built from scratch. Advertisement. New, undelivered jets of this type are typically listed for around $390 million, though there will certainly be other costs post-purchase because of the security equipment that would need to be installed. Boeing spokeswoman Caroline Hutchison stated, "We're still working toward a deal to provide two 747-8s to the Air Force. This deal is focused on providing a great value for the Air Force and the best price for the taxpayer." The president is sticking by his promises, even though some of them are taking longer than desired. What do you think of this move? Watch now. More. Related. Breaking News 24. Sean Hannity under assault from left and it may cost him his job at Fox. Yay! The liberals have struck at Sean Hannity again. They are doing their best to get rid of him because his voice counters their nonsense. They aren't happy that Sean Hannity is a leading voice among numerous citizens questioning the investigation of the Seth Rich murder in 2016. Advertisement. The D.C. police ruled it a robbery gone wrong, but there was nothing stolen. In fact, he was shot in the back of the head. That is typical with execution by operatives. Rich had information about Clinton and if it was leaked, she would have been in prison, so she made sure he was killed. Donna Brazile was a part of it as well. The liberals call the Hannity outlook as a conspiracy theory, but they still think that their Russian conspiracy is a legitimate outlook. The left is full of hypocrites, and this displays that for sure. Advertisement. Hannity isn't going anywhere unless he wants to. The left needs to get over it. It's typical left to want to shut someone up that has a differing opinion. If there is no one to offer a different opinion, there is an echo chamber and their points are never challenged. They keep making false accusations like the fact that Hannity has ruined the culture at Fox News and he's made everyone uncomfortable. The reality is that every parent would want the truth discovered behind his or her child's murder. So why on earth are Seth Rich's parents find it acceptable that he was murdered in cold blood and no suspect has been apprehended? The left will keep going after moderates and conservatives to shut them up. That's why they want to run Trump out. They can take guns away and really shut up opposing viewpoints. What do you think of the left and their conspiracy theories? Watch now. More. Related. Breaking News 24. Former Clinton campaign chair John Podesta reveals what he does every night since election. While chatting with MSNBC, former Hillary Clinton campaign chairman John Podesta confessed that he loses sleep because Clinton lost the Electoral College, in turn, losing the 2016 election. Yes, he loses sleep over his collusion that failed to win the election for Clinton. It's embarrassing for someone to admit that. Advertisement. After CNN's Alison Camrota asked Podesta if Clinton is surprised how often the Trump administration refers to her since the election has been over for more than 9 months. Podesta said that it's unprecedented. Maybe because there was no other presidential candidate in history under federal investigation while trying to win an election. It's actually pathetic that he tried to use this as an anti-Trump talking point. It's unprecedented. You never saw that behavior from any other president who's talking about the person they beat. I think it really just bugs the hell out of him that she got 3 million more votes than he did, and he keeps coming back to that. Obviously, we bear the burden of having lost the Electoral College, so I lose sleep about that every night. Advertisement. John Podesta seems to forget that the actions he took against the GOP and his own party. He helped rig the Democratic primaries and concocted the Russian collusion story to explain why Clinton lost. It's partly strategic to try to deflect attention from his problems, but I think she's really under his skin because he knows that in the popular vote, she beat him and beat him soundly, he added. Keep talking about the popular vote, loser. The Electoral College is there to prevent NYC and LA from determining who is the president for the rest of the nation. The fact that he thinks that 2, even 3 if you include Chicago, cities should determine the president of the entire country is idiotic, to say the least. Watch now. More. Related. Breaking News 24. John McCain revives worst idea in history of Republican Party to spite Trump. Senator John McCain wants Congress to pass the Gang of Eight's massive amnesty bill when he goes back to Washington after undergoing brain cancer treatments. According to the Arizona Republic, McCain, before leaving Washington to get cancer treatments in Arizona, alleged had a discussion with the loser and Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer about working together again to force through the Gang of Eight bill. Advertisement. He joined Senators Susan Collins and Lisa Murkowski to fight the GOP-skinny repeal of Obamacare. McCain has always tried to be called an independent, but in fact, he's been a loser liberal for years. In fact, the 2008 election was truly a race between 2 Democrats. It's ridiculous that McCain is allowed to call himself a Republican. When discussing the Gang of Eight bill, McCain said that he wanted to put forth the same package that was passed by the Senate and never made it through the House. He seems to have forgotten that Trump will never sign it. Immigration reform is one of the issues I'd like to see resolved, McCain reportedly added. I've got to talk to him, Schumer, about when would be the best time. I think there are all kinds of deals to be made out there. I really do. Advertisement. McCain colluded with Schumer, Marco Rubio, Jeff Flake, Lindsey Graham, Dick Durbin, Bob Menendez, and Michael Bennet on the original Gang of Eight bill. They passed the bill in the Senate, but the House faced immense pressure from the conservative base of America. I think you have to consider that we do want high-tech people, but we also need low-skilled people who will do work that Americans want to do, John McCain reportedly said. I wouldn't do it. Even in my misspent youth, I wouldn't do it. What do you think about this?